Is a sorority worth it? This is a question even I myself had when I was a young girl entering an institution or my university. This question is also asked amongst women who are already in a university because there's no age limit to a sorority as you can join as a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. What is a sorority? A sorority is a society for females in a university or a college. This often gets looked at as just a bunch of girls who want to hang out, party, and you pay for friends. Sorority is so much more than that. You cannot have a sorority that is active on campus without an active philanthropy. I myself did not know a single thing about what a philanthropy is or what goes into it. A philanthropy is a voluntary way to help raise and encourage raise money and encourage for a organization or community in need. There are so many different philanthropies across the world. And there's so many different chapters across the world. There's a lot of benefits such as there's a group for everyone. The whole point of a sorority is to be diverse, to have diversity. You may not be best friends with every member of your chapter, but you are going to find people just like you. People who may like the same book as you, but may not be your best friend, or people who are your best friend, but may not have the same interests as you. There is going to be somebody for you in every chapter you go into. Chapters want diversity because you don't want a group of people who all think the same way. You want to meet new people. You want to expand your horizons, and that is exactly what a sorority will do. For me, I traveled 7 hours away from home and was a terrified freshman coming into a large school of 30,000 undergrad, knowing absolutely no one. I was hesitant to join a sorority or even go through the recruitment process because I once also had a stereotype of sorority that is just a bunch of girls and it's like high school and all this and that you often hear all the time. I ended up meeting my forever people, and you often hear the cliche, oh, I found my bridesmaids in my sorority. And now I did. And I even felt myself cringe thinking about that. But it was the truth. I found my people. I grew up in a very small town where I went to school with people from the time I was in kindergarten to the time I graduated college or graduated high school. This was my way of paving my own path. Being in a sorority helps you pave your own path with the leadership options it has and the groups that you can be in a part of it. Most chapters have intramural sports. For me, I was a sports lover, and giving up for college was something I had a really hard time facing, as most people do when you play a sport your entire life and you're very active, and being in a team environment is what you're used to. A lot of chapters have intramural sports where you play other chapters at your school, and it's another way to get to know people outside of your own chapter and a part of Greek life in a whole. There's leadership options such as, and most chapters have an exec board, whether that's president, being treasurer, secretary, membership accountability, everything in academics, everything in between. Sororities want you to give to them the way they can give to you. A sorority is a mutual process between the chapter and you in a whole. For example, your academics. Like I said, most people think it's just a big party. No, you cannot be a good sister if you are not a good student. You are at an institution for academics. Being in a sorority is an extracurricular that is a bonus to you. Most chapters often have somebody who is going to be either an academic chairman, a vice president of academics, and so many more titles to it. But their goal is to help you succeed in school as also in the sorority. For example, a chapter that I'm a part of on my campus that I've been in for 4 years creates study groups of girls who have the same major. Because you oftentimes are going to have similar classes. And when I was a freshman who struggled highly with one of my classes, a senior who had taken it 4 years ago reached out her hand and helped tutor me. And I got an A in the class because of it. Now, obviously, there's the biases on sororities, which I once myself had heard and succumbed to. You often hear how much money it costs. And look, being in a sorority does cost money. But the money that is given into the sorority is to help your national dues, which is your big headquarters. Means more than likely your chapter is going to be at multiple different universities. Or you can even potentially start your own chapter at your university. And more likely to none, there's going to be some type of treasurer or money plan that you can come across. Most sororities have plans where you can either pay it in full, little by little, or however you need. Because a sorority wants you, they want you to be in it. They want to see you succeed. Success is a huge part of a sorority. They don't want you to go bankrupt off of it. This isn't just paying for friends. This is about you and your experience in it that the sorority wants to give to you. Another one is it's a party, it's only for boys. Sisterhood is a sisterhood, it is women. Being in a sorority is more than just a bunch of girls who party, who go out, who have a social life. Being in the sorority is about finding the people that empower you, understand you, will be there no matter what, and they just want the simple best for you. The sisters of a sorority are forever, and you experience more. I personally experienced more growth in my 4 years in my chapter than I did in my 18 years in my hometown. I learned that I am more capable than I let myself know. I can be a full-time student, a very active member in my sorority, while also having a part-time job, all while being in college, while prioritizing my own health and going to the gym and cooking. And I've learned one thing I never had as a child and young teenager was never had time management. Being in a chapter taught me time management, taught me how to put priorities on the important things and not the minuscule things. A sorority is about giving to something bigger than yourself, the whole point of a philanthropy. And each chapter has a different philanthropy. For example, Delta Zeta pairs with Starkey Hearing, who takes recycled materials to make hearing aids for people who want to hear. There's Alpha Delta Pi with the Ronald McDonald House. There's chapters that help hunger. There's chapters that help with reading across America. There are so many different philanthropies and so many ways that chapters raise money and put these philanthropies out there for people to know more about. You don't have to be in a chapter to be philanthropic and to help and volunteer. Being in a chapter is helping you learn your own capabilities. It's going to set you up for success when it comes to the real world. It's so much more than just a group on campus. It's so much more than just a team. It's so much more than just meeting people, finding your friends. These are all the great benefits of it. But it is being a part of something bigger than yourself. Is it about finding a home away from home? Is it about finding your people, finding yourself, and so much more?